Hello, for this week I chose the three devices of causes and effect, diagnostic, and priority. So for cause and effect, I chose the quote on page 257 that starts off with a real estate agent trying to sell a house to Milton, but starts to hesitate. Of course it's all contingent on the approval of the loan. That's what the real estate agent says, and later on Milton says, "You don't have to bother with that," my father said, relishing the moment. "I'll pay cash." I chose this quote as part of the cause and effect because earlier on in the story, when Smyrna was burning down, we know that Lefty and Desdemona narrowly escaped and almost guarded them. So when Lefty had his business later on, he pulled three fire insurances for that restaurant, and we know Milton wanted to cancel those, seeing as they were charging them too much and it was almost unnecessary. But thankfully, well, not thankfully, but the restaurant did burn down, and in return, the three fire insurances, even though they didn't fully pay him out, he still had enough cash to buy a new house in the new neighborhood. And with that would be the effect, as Milton was able to buy a new house in a new neighborhood for his family, and which paves way for Kelly's future in the area of Grosse Pointe. For my second device, Diagnostic, I chose a quote from page 270. And it was from, "I'm going to bed," Desdemona said. She turned and went inside. Beside the bed, her silk warming box was still open. That morning she had taken out Lefty's wedding crown, cutting it away from her own so he could be buried with it. And then later on, down at the end, it says, "For the next 10 years, except for a bath every Friday, she never got out again." So I chose these quotes for Diagnostic because I wanted to talk about how they've been together since their youth, and they're brothers and sisters. They've been together for their whole lives, and they didn't really get interested in romantically with each other until they were about to leave the city or from their homeland, and they've been through a lot together. They narrowly escaped the burning city. It's like almost something that's seen in the movies. It's almost like romantic, and they do have a romantic courtship on the way to America, pretending like they were new people and just flirting. And it was pretty romantic. They had children together, and regardless of Desdemona's doubts and worries, they lived to see their children have children. And it's really sad to see them apart after so many years, and this causes the severe depression for Desdemona. And as we can see, she pretty much lives the rest of her life after Lefty's death by herself in depression. For the last device, I chose priority. And for priority, I chose the quote, on page 339, sorry, I'll find it for a second. It's on page 339, which it starts with, "Which leads me to a terrible confession. It is this: while Mrs. Grossinger tried to breathe life back into Maxine's body, while the sun set melodramatically over a death that wasn't in the script, I felt a wave of pure happiness surge through my body. Every nerve, every corpuscle lit up. I had the obscure object in my arms." So I chose this for priority because of its significance, that even though someone literally just died in front of their eyes, all that Callie cares about is the obscure object in her arms. And this paves the way for her future feelings for girls and how she develops emotionally, because so far we really haven't seen her in her transformation. She's still technically a girl, but this is almost like a stepping stone towards her future. It could be a sign or even a foreshadowing. And yeah, that's as far as I am in the book. Pretty interesting.